These three questions can be profound in your life and can actually aid you toward your own sort of awakening experience and just awakening to more consciousness in your life. But before I reveal these three questions to you, I just want to invite you on this journey of self inquiry, uh, really peeling back the onion layers of the false sense of self that we identify ourselves as in our current life situation, whether that be through occupation, right, our job title, our gender, our parental role, um, or anything that relates to the material world and fixation. Because really, aren't we all really fixated? You know, if not so consciously, unconsciously, and that drives our habits, our behaviors, and sort of our daily patterns that we find ourselves in. And maybe you're someone who's never really questioned the things that you do on a regular day to day basis and see that it's unconscious and could potentially be detrimental to yourself. But if not to yourself, to the people around you. And oftentimes we don't see this if we're not looking. We don't see this if we're not really seeking an internal dialogue with our inner self. So awakening is, in my opinion, it's the most advanced form of living in our world. Because if you consider the path of spirit, of our soul, uh, this is related to the transmigration of souls. And if you're familiar with the journey of the soul from all of the different kingdoms, which is of the plant, the mineral, the animal, and then of course the humanoid kingdom, you'll then begin to realize that there is a drastic, well-needed jump in consciousness and development of self when you hit the humanoid kingdom, because the humanoid, the human machine, is a transformer of energy, a magnificent transformer of energy. And if that's the case, that means that we have forces, vital energies within ourselves that must be utilized consciously daily in order to reach that ineffable star, of perfection, of self mastery. So, three questions that you can ask yourself. These three questions are really meant to bring you back to the present moment, to disidentify with the train of thoughts that you may lose yourself in on a daily, regular basis. I found that these three questions for me has ultimately led me back to presence, to peace, to understanding of myself in the present moment. The first one being simply, who am I? Who am I? Right? Beyond the identifications that the mind impresses upon ourselves. Right? This can be transformed into a meditative practice, a sit down practice. You can ask yourself this question. You can ask yourself this question once, and to sit in that, to be in that, to be present with that question. You can ask this question multiple times as well. The second question is, where am I? Location, location, where are we at? What are we doing? That's the last question, by the way, is what am I doing? So who am I, where am I, and what am I doing? This may be very simple, and it truly is, but the most profound things in life are often the most simplistic of things. And that what you'll realize is if you ask yourself these questions when you're met with sort of a situation in life, whether that be maybe a situation with an argument in a relationship, if you're able to maintain that cognizance in the moment, presence, you're able to avoid detrimental situations that could lead to argument, that could lead to who knows what. That just being a small example. It could be any sort of conversation with a friend, it could be getting heated, so to speak. And you just simply ask yourself, who am I, where am I, and what am I doing? And what you'll also realize is that within doing this, a bit of space will be created from the situation or the objective perspective and the subjective perspective, which is the situation itself. And if you can allow yourself just a little bit of space for presence, for awareness, then better decision making can be made. And then that could lead to a much more desirable outcome in any given situation. These are very simple questions. Very simple can be very profound. And it will absolutely lead you to greater awakening, because we are completely identified, completely fantasized, absolutely taken away by this illusory world. And it's not hard to see this, right? We have that shiny syndrome, that shiny object syndrome. We always want a new car. We always want a new wardrobe, a new house, a new spouse. But what is that within us that wants that? You know, these are deeper questions that we must ask ourselves, that could present themselves to us when we're able to just be in the now. And if you're being in the now, asking yourself those powerful questions, oftentimes new insights can arise. And when new insights arise, like I said, new decisions, better decision making can be the outcome of that. With all this being said, although a short video, very powerful one if you implement this in your life, be sure to like the video, share it to a friend that you think can really benefit and gain value from this video. And also drop a comment below letting me know what you thought about the video. With that being said, we'll speak very soon.